Welcome back to the Howard Keating Show, and we got a great guest here today. This has been a marvelous day. This XM program and their event has been a lot of fun, but we have one of the board of directors here, and this lady is one of the people at XM Bank that gets it. She gets it for small business, and her name is Diane Farell. She's on the board of directors, and she's got quite a background. She's been involved in politics. She's been involved with running government
at a local level.
Yeah,
right,
it was
right,
cool.
right.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
And so
8 years.
8 years of that.
Oh, yeah, 8 years of going to the grocery store and hearing complaints.
Oh, my gosh.
And
good thing you weren't going to a liquor store, okay?
That's true. Loving every minute of the job.
It was good
it was
for you.
Fabulous.
Good for you.
I loved it.
When you have that passion, life is easy, isn't it?
I agree. It makes the job easy. All those sleepless nights and long public meetings, etc. If you love it, the time flies by and you don't even notice, and it's just great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what we're all about is helping small businesses get, profitable sales, affordable financing, and networking on a global basis. So here we're playing right into what you do best. And you've heard me many times talk about Export-Import Bank. This is probably the finest agency in the federal government, period. Ladies and gentlemen, they know what's going on for small business, and they're designing products. Can you imagine that you're going to be able to get a product that will guarantee 95% of your invoice? My gosh, everybody, what are you doing here locally or nationally? You should go global. You can't you can't get any better than that. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. 95% of the world's markets are now outside of the United States.
Yeah.
That's where the rising middle class is going. That's where most of the infrastructure investment is taking place, and that's where people have got to be. But we understand and need to be there as partners because, as our chairman, Fred Hochberg, often says, it's one thing to worry about whether or not your invoices are going to be paid from New Mexico. It's another thing to worry about whether your invoices are going to be paid from New Delhi.
Yeah.
And that's where XM comes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peace of mind. As Fred says, we're in the sleep business.
You
sleep at night because you've got the full faith and credit of the U.S. government standing behind you.
And I think that's wonderful. And when he was on our show week before last, the whole audience really got a kick out of it. He says, I'm in the sleep business.
That's right.
Is that a great way of putting it?
It's wonderful.
He's a dynamic man.
Fred has been such a positive force for XM Bank. The last 2 years have been incredible. I mean, obviously, we've seen our portfolio grow by 20%, including the small business portfolio. He has such ambitions for where we'll go by 2015. The President's support through the National Export Initiative just kind of gave us permission to run.
Sure.
Is the way I would put it. And Fred hasn't wasted a moment.
And Diane, we've looked at this whole thing, and it's amazing, the tools. It's amazing that nobody knows about it, and that's what we're here to help us. Let's get the word out on this.
Right.
Because, my God, you're safer to do business internationally than nationally with these kind of opportunities. But also, you got a big marketplace. So it's exciting times for America, and to see them starting to change over. And we like it because we're like that third party that we can get in there and talk to them on their level and be able to help quite a bit.
Peer to peer.
Absolutely. But also, as far as working in financing on this, you see, we don't see this as a big challenge. We think if we can just change those people, those small businesses, all you guys out there, you got to empty your brain of all the past. A healthy mind is an empty mind. I know you're going to enjoy that line, but think about it, guys. Get rid of all those prejudices, all the past experiences, and fill it up with new opportunities because XM Bank's got them for you. And this is a great vehicle. There's no reason today that you don't go global. And if you've got an existing business out there that you already got, a few years under your belt, your objective should be out getting 160 different representatives in 160 countries. That's what you should be doing.
Well, but you know what? Let's start small.
Sure.
I mean, I think the way, when I speak with small business owners and just thinking about even my own sense of things, in terms of taking risk, if you're exporting in one country right now, why not think about a second country?
Sure.
Make it logical. But think about a second country. If you've never exported before, then, don't pick the most difficult country
to
start in. look for something that appears to be manageable. Something a country where you can feel a sense of confidence, even if it's just geographic proximity, whether it's Canada or Mexico, as an example. But starting small is okay.
No doubt about it.
And some of these countries, I mean, a few years ago we were highlighting a company from the Midwest that manufactured fire trucks, and they were selling fire trucks into Turkey. And this was an interesting response. So I turned to the gentleman who I was speaking with on a panel, and I said, how come are you thinking about going to another country? Clearly you figured out Turkey. This was interesting. He actually said, no, I'm not thinking a second country yet, but I'm thinking a second city within the country where I've done, exclusively transacted. That's another way to go too.
Sure it is.
But I'll tell you, the more success stories that come to us, and they're coming to us with greater frequency, the more exciting it is to be doing just what you're describing, Howard, which is get out there, sort of clear your mind of the fears that you might have had, have a partner. Sometimes you want a partner in the market.
No doubt about it.
In addition to having a partner with XM. But take a deep breath and take that leap.
And I think you're bringing up a key part. The key is if you want to grow quickly,
right.
Okay, and that's your choice. You can do one country at a time or you can do multiples. You should get a strategic partner in that country
really
that knows the
difference.
turf,
Yes.
okay, and
yes.
Knows
yes.
the culture, the languages, the laws, and
Very
will be
important.
your partner.
And knows the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big one, and I hear that very frequently. And actually, we work closely with the U.S. Department of Commerce, and they have their Gold Key services, which for small businesses can be a little pricey. However, they are sensitive to that. They're trying to make some accommodation based upon sort of economies of scale. But they are excellent consultants in terms of finding the right in-country partner. Since we have commercial services representatives in just about every market the U.S. company would be interested in competing, they're an excellent resource. And oftentimes a good place to start at the beginning, either with the SBA or with U.S. Commerce Department, as they get ready and then financing needs come and they would come to XM.
We're awfully impressed because this Commerce Department has just been wonderful
They've been
to
great.
Our clients.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
TPCC group, Pat Kerwin,
yes.
he is a first-class gentleman.
He is.
But to think that you got sources out there that they will bring in vetted
right.
customers
and
for you.
That's why I really like working through U.S. Commercial Services, because a lot of that, a lot of the clearances, so to speak, reputationally, just a solid knowledge base. Those are things that, let Commerce vet that in the market for you before you even get started. Again, you'll sleep better if you do.